ready to rumble.
You wouldn't say it's exactly a warm spring day, but importantly, it is a dry spring day as we have reached the penultimate weekend of the Crossroads League softball regular season. And simply a matchup you set your watch to every time you see the two schools on the schedule is Indiana Wesleyan and Marian, because likely it's for the conference championship. And yes, a win today by Marian would wrap up the regular season title. With that as the backdrop, we welcome you on the ISC Sports Network. Indiana Wesleyan and Marian both in the NAIA Top 20 playing on this senior day. My name is Greg Rakestraw, joined by Kelsey Casper. We'll get the lineups to you as we go. Kelsey, good to be with you, and opening thoughts before opening pitch.
Well, I think you mentioned it, Greg. These two teams, I'm sure they had this game circled on their calendar. Marian got the best of them in the first time these two teams faced them. So Indiana Wesleyan looking for a little revenge today as two of the top teams in the conference, honestly in the nation, go up against each other.
Becca Wyatt is the leadoff batter for Indiana Wesleyan, batting .311, a home run and 15 runs batted in. Sprays this one foul. As my partner alluded to, in this league, you play a quadruple round robin, if you will, or a double round robin, doubleheader at your place. You'll come back and play a doubleheader at mine at some point in time. And early in the season, Marian went to Marian, Indiana, and got the double dip sweep of the Wildcats. That was part of a 27-game winning streak that Marian had after losing their season opener to Indiana Tech. This is Olivia Stunkel in the circle for Marian. The unquestioned ace, change up, swing and a miss, throw on to first base, and Meyer to Norman. Sierra eventually got it out of the dirt, and there is one away. Let's give you Stunkel's numbers on the season as you see the replay of this one here. That strikeout for Stunkel, her 134th of the season, now in 120 innings pitched. Her ERA, .99. It would get you in at the dollar store. Her record is 19-1. Marian as a team, 38-4 on the campaign. That misses a little low and outside. And Jenny Yost electing to go with the warm weather gear. She is the third baseman. Junior from Castalia, Ohio. That's in for a strike. Yost batting .434. That's the leading average for the Wildcats, with no home runs and 10 runs batted in. Haley Green, Savannah Harwegger. Second baseman is Brooke Knox, and she is literally just out of your camera shot at that angle because she is lined up in the hip pocket of Stunkel currently. Trying to take away that tapper to the first base side, with then Sierra Norman playing back and covering the bag at first. Slapper, Green's got it. Rifles it over to Norman. Yost makes contact with Norman as the throw somewhat took Norman into Yost's path. Norman probably has the size advantage of that meeting down at first base and seems to be just fine, and there's two away.
Yeah, great job by Green there. They had the interesting little adjustment there with the infield playing in Yost definitely wanted to push that ball more to shortstop, but Green did a great job of moving over, scooping that ball out, and quickly getting it over to first base for the second out.
Now, frankly, it is a moot point, but if that was a closer play at first base, great job to show you on the replay, Marian would have had a claim for interference on the runner because Yost was clearly in the field of play at that time. Again, Norman caught it, no problem. Tailing fly ball to right field, drifting back and able to make the play is Abby Madeir for Marian, and the Wildcats are retired in order. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll bring you the Marian lineup when we come back as you're watching Crossroads League Softball here on the ISC Sports Network.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
So on this senior day, now Marian does have one more home doubleheader. That's going to be Tuesday, but they're deciding to honor the seniors on the weekend. Makes it obviously easier for family and friends to come be a part, hence the decorations that you see all across the softball field. Let's bring you the batting lineup for Marian. Savannah Harwegger will lead things off the shortstop, followed up by Anna Pritchett, the center fielder. Abby Madeir, the right fielder, bats third. Sierra Norman, team leader in homers with 8, bats cleanup. Haley Green will bat 5th, Grace Myers 6th, Brenda Fink 7th, Savannah Baker and Brooke Knox round out the starting lineup for Scott Fleming. To tell you about the strength of these two programs, Coach Fleming of Marian, Coach Babinski of Indiana Wesleyan, within the last few weeks, both won their 700th game as coaches. So gives you an idea of the success level of each of these two programs. This is Allie Wagner that is in the circle for Indiana Wesleyan. Alyssa Wagner, junior from Monroe, Ohio. She is their ace, 18-4. That hits the outside corner. Strike call. Harwegger, Trinity Lutheran High School. Again, one of the 4 seniors being honored today for Marian. She's batting .510 with 4 home runs and 32 runs batted in. And she is the rare dual threat who has the speed to leg one out down the third base side or try to hit cars in the parking lot down the right field side.
As you can see, the infield currently playing back, but you can see when they crash right when she shows bunt. So it's interesting. You never really know what she's going to do.
She's going to try it, third baseman, and throw is wide. And that is the conundrum that Jenna Yost faced, and that is simply a decision by Harwegger. She's reading the third baseman the entire time, and that kind of dictates the way she's going to go.
And with her speed, it really puts the pressure on the defense. You could see Yost just trying as quickly as she can to charge it and get it out. The second baseman just not able to snag that ball, but you could tell her speed really puts the pressure on a defense.
As I always tell people, my stat sheet is by no means official, but great job on the replay. If the throw's accurate or if the second baseman holds it, that's an out. So I'll go as an error for the leadoff batter in Harwegger. So here's Anna Pritchett. Couple of injuries that Marian is dealing with. As Pritchett puts it down, and that one spins out of play. No Jenna Minix today for Marian. She is dealing with a lower leg injury. And Caitlin Phillips has been out since the last time the Knights played Bethel due to a wrist injury. So Pritchett has kind of made her way into the lineup along with Brooke Knox. That misses outside. Pritchett at the plate, a freshman from Greenwood. Well, she certainly has played a fair share of her games. She has played a majority of them, in fact. This is her 40th appearance of the season. This is game 43 for Marian. And Wagner working that outside corner of the left-hander and misses. Count full now. Pritchett batting .315. And her job is to move runners over. There's 3 runs batted in. That misses. And the count is full now. Foul ball.
And watching Wagner warm up earlier today, she was throwing her screwball a lot, and that usually is going to go inside to a right-handed batter, but it's going to go outside to those lefties. And we saw in the first two batters, she's really pounded that outside corner. But good patience by Pritchett. She let a lot of them go by. Good eyes.
Good. Waste one. Partner alluded to the fact these two, again, have already met this season. Played basically 3 weeks ago on April the 3rd, right before our last Marian softball broadcast against Taylor. A little liner foul. That's the third full count pitch that Pritchett has sent away. And Marian won 2-0 and 8-3. Those two teams played at Iwu 19 days ago. Ball four, great at bat by Pritchett. So an error and a walk, and now here comes the heart of the lineup coming through for Marian as Abby Madeir. So Madeir has kind of moved up in the lineup as of late, as you'll see the battle being won by Pritchett. Good job of letting Wagner's offering tail away. Madeir 343 is her average. I saw a fastball go by for a strike. Madeir with 2 home runs and 22 runs batted in. After today, this Marian team has just 2 more doubleheaders remaining, according to conference tournament play. Fastball exits the zone. Madeir, a freshman from Franklin Central. This is a couple of Indiana-dominated rosters that you see today. And good eye. Count in her favor at 2-1. Swing and a miss. Best versus best that time. Battle won by the pitcher. And the count at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Chased one that exited the zone. First strikeout for Wagner. 1 away.
Great pitching sequence from Wagner there. She started first pitch strike, and she was going inside to her. We saw her beat her one-on-one, like you said, and just putting that ball right on the outside corner. Just a ball or two off the plate, getting Madeir to chase for the first strikeout.
So here's Norman. Fastball, but never threatened the zone. And Norman 8 home runs and 43 runs batted in. She is literally averaging an RBI a game. Sends that one straight back. Sierra, the junior from Columbus North. First team All-League a season ago. First team NAIA All-American a season ago as well. Last year drove in 52 runs. So she's on pace to equal or surpass that this season. Inside corner. Pitcher's pitch that time. Count it 2-2. Full count. Where are you putting this pitch if you're Wagner here, knowing how dangerous of a hitter you're facing?
Well, I like that screwball that she just came inside with. You could tell that's not Norman's pitch. She really likes the outside corner, so it kind of caught her off guard, coming right in at her hands, but high inside. As you can see, she went inside on that pitch too. Norman fouling it off. I think Norman likes the outside corner. The one that Madeir went swinging on, Norman probably could get a piece of it. We haven't seen Wagner use her off-speed yet. I saw her warming it up. It is a drastic difference from the speed of her fastball, but a little bit inconsistent. I'm not sure you're going to see it on a 3-2 count. Foul it back. Well, we have seen some lengthy at-bats
here for the Marian hitters already in the home half of the first inning. Pritch was able to work a walk. Haley Green, who just as dangerous for Marian, due up next. Strike 3 called. Spotted the fastball inside corner. So a backwards K, and there's 2 down.
Now batting for Marian is number 8, Haley Green.
That's her bread and butter right there. That screwball that just catches the inner corner. Not many hitters are going to swing at that because it's just not their pitch, but it perfectly paints the inside of the plate. And Wagner coming up clutch. Runners on first and second. She struck out the last 2 batters, the heart of the lineup.
By the way, you and I are lined up directly behind home plate. Now that our home plate umpire nailed that call. That was absolutely inside corner for strike number 3. Here's Green, young lady from Hamilton Heights High School, batting .309 with 4 home runs and 38 runs batted in. That one did not catch the inside corner, and Green.
And that's
selective at 2-0.
That's the adjustment Marian has to make. They're going to have to be able to turn and keep their hands inside on these screwballs. A lot of them, they're going to really pull foul. They're going to be hard hit balls that they're going to pull foul. But just being able to get your hands inside, just make some contact on that ball so you're not looking at strike 3. Maybe you'll get Madeir to put it outside for you.
Green was second team All Crossroads League last year. Turns on this one, but as advertised, sent that one to the neighborhood behind campus. And the count now 2-2. Swing and a miss. Chase the rise ball, and good job on the comeback effort by Wagner. After letting the first 2 runners reach, she strikes out batters 3, 4, and 5 for Marian. We are scoreless through 1 here on the near northwest side of Indianapolis as you're watching Crossroads League Softball on the ISC Sports Network.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
Is your building haunted or infested with icky snakes? Then tear it down. The Raised Trash Demolition Squad can flatten buildings up to 3 stories tall. Whether it's a commercial or residential structure, the Raised Trash Demo experts will make it go boom. And with their roll-off containers, they'll haul away the mess quicker than you can say, hey, there used to be a building there. Bring your old fire trap to its knees with Raised Trash.
RaisedTrash.com.
Raised Trash.
Fans lined up on the fence to check out today's action. Let's thank our friends at AAA Roofing. When it rains, it pours, so trust the pros at AAA Roofing. That's who we call. It rained, didn't necessarily pour Friday night. And frankly, it kind of stopped a bit earlier yesterday than we had planned on. So the field is largely in good shape. Now, you can notice the area around Stunkel in front of the pitching rubber. Both she and Wagner have both been kind of doing some digging. That's going to be maybe a little chunky throughout the course of the day, but this one, line drive, right center field, hits the wall. This will be 2. They'll throw to second base, might have a play. Just getting in there safe is Ashton Whitman, the catcher. So Whitman with the first base knock of the day, and first runner so far for Indiana Wesleyan.
Number 14, Cameron Buck.
And taking a look at this replay, completely splits the outfield. That one on the warning track for Whitman. Pritchett out there in center field doing a great job tracking that ball down. Actually had a good play at second, but just couldn't get it in time. So Whitman starting off the second inning, runner on second, nobody out.
Whitman, a grad transfer from Taylor, young lady from Kalamazoo. And this one smacked into left field for a base hit. They'll hold the runner at third. But all of a sudden, that's back-to-back solid contacts there by Indiana Wesleyan. It's Cameron Buck. Cameron from Shenandoah High School, a senior, that turned on that one.
Yeah, Buck not wasting time, taking her first pitch. Hard shot in the left field Lucky for Marian, it was a hard hit, so they were able to get it back in time, stopping the runner at third and not letting Buck advance to second. So now, instead of 2 runners in scoring position, it's first and third, but still nobody out.
Here's McKenna Waddell. It's the outside corner for a strike. Waddell, the DP today, batting .332 with a home run and 16 runs batted in. McKenna is from Marian, Ohio. Played at the Division III level, Ohio Wesleyan. This one will get out of play, and McKenna finds herself in an 0-2 predicament. Stunkel pitched a shutout when these two teams got together 3 weeks ago. Indiana Wesleyan trying to alter that here in the second inning. Off speed that Waddell does not chase. Ganaiwu comes in at 22-8 in conference play. They are 5 back with 6 to play. Both these teams have doubleheaders scheduled for Tuesday and Saturday to wrap up the season. Waddell couldn't lay off the outside corner fastball and could not catch it. Stunkel's second strikeout, and there's one away.
And it comes at a big time. Stunkel getting that perfectly placed on the outside. Didn't even get a good swing off of it. Was Waddle. Some important big-time strikeout, just like we saw last inning.
Right fielder, great recognition. Second baseman kind of had a momentary bobble for Knox, but the right fielder was playing in Madeir. And Chloe Tregesser quickly up and to the right-hand turn towards the dugout.
Now's a perfect situation for Marian. 2 quick outs. Wesleyan with runners on the corners. They have one more shot to do something, but a strikeout and a shallow pop fly has left that runner stranded at third.
Here's Julianne Bell. She's a grad student at Indiana Wesleyan. She is from Lagodi. Played at USI in their Division II days before making the move to the NAIA ranks. Bell batting .282 with a home run and 26 runs batted in. Hops to home plate. Good job by Meyer. She'll simply let Buck take second.
That was a great block from Meyer. That ball came bouncing in way outside. She did a great job of just sliding over, using her body to block it. You got a runner over there at third base who could have crept in, but Meyer saving a run there.
Swing and a miss. And the count to 1-2. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. So, much like Marian in the home half of the first 2 runners get on board, but no damage done. Another 0 on the board, and we've played 1.5 at Marian. Scoreless in this Crossroads League showdown on ISC.
The minute I stepped foot on campus, I didn't want to leave.
Everyone here is about helping you succeed. It's hard work, but it's totally worth it.
I have so much support from my advisors.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I'm a business major.
My professors really challenged me, and I know I'll be ready for my career.
A great education is the best thing you could ever do for yourself.
Marian University, an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
Greg Rakestraw, Kelsey Casper with you here on the ISC Sports Network. Thanks for joining us from Marian today. Again, overcast skies and a breezy afternoon. Far cry from 6 straight days in the 80s last week, but we'll settle for dry. Baseball field silent this afternoon. Plenty of activity, though, behind us to our south, because opposite today's softball doubleheader is the Marian University spring game for football. Marian's going to win that one, by the way. So 6, 7, and 8. Here's Meyer. 13 hopper to the second baseman, 1 pitch and 1 out. Now Brenna Fink will come to the plate. Run of the DP today for Marian. She too a freshman from Franklin Central. So Coach Fleming's been doing some recruiting on the southeast side for this team. Just inside. Fink getting her 5th start of the year. She's appeared in a little more than half the games. And again, from simply a number standpoint, she's got the 3rd best average on the team at 367. Off the hands, first baseman. Could be an easier play for Koshi. And there's quickly 2 down.
The last 2 batters, both lefties in this lineup. This Marian roster is heavy on the left side. But Wagner both jamming them on the inside. We saw earlier against Harwager and Pritchett, she was really pounding the outside corner, struggling to get called strikes, but going inside on Meyer and Fink, able to get 2 easy ground balls out of them for 2 quick outs.
Here's Savannah Baker. She is a freshman from Yorktown. First pitch goes by for a ball. Baker batting .304 on the season. She is one of 12 Marian batters that is batting .300 or better on the year. Now, a handful of those are players that don't get to play in the rotation on a regular basis, but that is still a staggering number for a team whose batting average is .339. This one, center fielder comes in, makes the play, and in the blink of an eye, the home half of the second is done. Again, zeros. We go to the top of the 3rd. You're watching Crossroads League Softball here on the ISC Sports Network.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. They've been in business over 35 years. I'm here with Joe Polizzi to talk emergency services. Now, Joe, when I set my house on fire with a toaster, you were actually in my yard before the firefighters left.
Well, Pat, I remember that call like it was yesterday, and although I was disappointed that it was yours, I was happy that I was going to be able to provide some assistance.
You know, this true story, a firefighter actually told me I needed to call someone for emergency services, kind of obvious, and I told him Michaelis was on the way. He said, great, because they're the real deal. Joe, now what do you do in these situations when you show up?
Well, we try to be a calming influence, and we try to find out what the needs are of the family. Everybody's needs are different. Everybody's desires are different. What we try to do is match what we could provide with what they need and do it very smoothly.
I've lived it. If you find yourself needing emergency restoration service in the wake of a fire, flood, or storm, give the Michaelis Corporation a call anytime, 24/7, 844-FIX-INDY.
9-1-2 coming up this time through for Indiana Wesleyan, the top of the 3rd, scoreless in this first of 2 today on ISC. Our broadcast done in part by Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, proud partner of Marian University. Zoe Fountain watches this pitch go by from Stunkel. Zoe is the starting shortstop. She is a junior from Brownstown High School. Batting .375, a home run, and 5 runs batted in. Stunkel trying to find the outside corner. Has missed it back-to-back pitches, 2-0. And once again, Knox is, as I would say, on the hip pocket of Stunkel. So with that, you see that ball kind of sprayed foul, and it kind of takes away almost, I wouldn't say the slap, but if you're Fountain, you got to think about getting that ball now more airborne with the second baseman drawn in.
Yeah, and that leaves the first baseman only job to cover first base.
Yep.
We saw this Indiana Wesleyan struggle a little bit with that second baseman coming in to cover first. They had the air in the first inning, so it kind of takes away that problem. However, it leaves a bit of a gap right behind second. You see also the right fielder playing in.
Right.
So just a different kind of situational coverage that Marian's going with in order to combat the slapper bunt.
She went, about to complete the throw to first. Not in time. Yep, she beat it out. So a strikeout, but on the wild pitch, runner advances. And the leadoff runner aboard now for a second consecutive inning.
You saw Meyer blocked it well, but the ball kind of just jumping a little too far out there. It took her a second to realize exactly what it was. And by that time, Fountain, with her speed, over there at first base.
Here's Becca Wyatt. And now, because of the runner at first, Marian has to go to the more conventional alignment, where Norman, the first baseman, has to cover this play because the middle infielders have to be ready for a play at second. So Norman and Green creep in. Bunt goes down. Meyer, not in time. They throw to third. Runner tries to advance. Ball gets away. They'll hold the runner at third base. But for a second inning in a row, runners at second and third now for Indiana Wesleyan.
If you take a look at the replay, a little miscommunication. Beautiful bunt right there, but third base and catcher, no one really knew who was going to grab it. And because of that, took the left fielder a little bit of time to cover third base. As you see around in second, she saw the ball drop, took off, and again, overthrew it. Luckily, he had a little bit of backup there. So no run scores, but now no outs here. Runners in scoring position.
This is Yost's spot in the lineup, but I think Indiana Wesleyan may be bringing in a pinch hitter here in this spot with the idea of want to bring in a little more pop in the lineup with runners already at second and third. So with that, Amanda Cope will be brought on to hit in this position. She is a junior, played at Angola High School, and immediately pops it up. Stunkel's got it, one down.
And I think that was a smart move to bring in a pitch hitter in this situation. You know you want to bring in those runs at second and third. Yost a more, bunt, slap kind of hitter. You want some big power right here in this situation. You don't know how many runs you're going to score against Marian. You only scored 3 in 2 games the last time you faced them. Fortunately, didn't work out. Fly out to Stunkel.
Here's Koshi. Fly ball to right field last time up. Fastball in for a strike. With Cope first pitch swing, we didn't even have a chance to give you her numbers. She's 6 of 14 on the year and has 9 RBI on those 6 hits. That's part of the reason why that move was made at that spot. Yost will re-enter. Trying to put the safety squeeze down, and that one winged Meyer because she was getting up to prevent a potential advance from third base on the bunt being put down. Meyer says she's fine. That was a foul ball, hence the reason why play was stopped. And the count is now 0-2. That takes the squeeze play away.
You can see Stunkel putting it up high. That's where you want to pitch a batter who's showing bunt. A lot of the times you're going to pop it up. That one ended up catching the bottom of the bat. Ended up going foul, but that's exactly what you want. 0-2 count, you're ahead of it here. Pitchers count.
Off speed, and good job by Koshi to spoil it. Koshi, a senior from Round Lake, Illinois. She's got 11 home runs on the season with 38 runs batted in. Pops it up foul. But that alludes to, again, just how much respect that Wesleyan has for Stunkel and this Marian team, that you got a hitter with 11 home runs this year. The first thought is we're trying to bunt a runner in from third. This one turned foul. And obviously with 2 strikes, now she's more of the normal situation of see ball, hit ball.
But sometimes just the conventional way of hitting isn't going to get the job done against a pitcher like her. So maybe pulling out a surprise. Not a lot of times you see a 3-hitter showing bunt on a 0-0 count. So Indiana Wesleyan trying to get creative with how they're scoring. We saw the pinch hitter. We saw the 3-1 show bunt.
Sky high pop-up. Harweger makes the play. And there's 2 outs, no advance. That one nearly poked a hole in the clouds waiting for it to come down. So now here's Whitman. And again, Whitman tattooed one to right center field her last time up. With that, Stunkel kind of wasted one that time. Sky high pop up again. Knox has this one, inning over. And now that is 4 runners stranded in scoring position by Indiana Wesleyan. in their last 2 half innings. Zeros on the board. Stunkwell's having a battle for the Knights. Back in a moment on ISC.
This is the Pepsi for America's best barbecue. Worthy of 100-mile detours and 1,000 likes. Looks good. This is the Pepsi for mopping, dipping, and dousing. Whatever you're craving, this is the Pepsi for you. This is the Pepsi for serious fans and serious eats. This is the Pepsi for Sundays at the ballpark and days off at your favorite pizza joint. Right, Aaron?
Best slice in New York.
Whatever you're craving, this is the Pepsi for you.
9-1-2. I'm not sure if this is officially Bark in the Park night here at Marian softball, but four-legged friends are welcome here at Marian University. Greg Rakestraw, Kelsey Casper with you on the ISC Sports Network. First of 2 this afternoon, and again, we will have the remaining 2 home doubleheaders for Marian. They're going to be playing on Tuesday as well.
Leading off for Marian is
Back
number
for that
1
one coming up at 3 on Tuesday. Marian finishes the season next week at Taylor in regular season play on Saturday. That doubleheader coming up on Tuesday against Mount Vernon Nazarene, who will be hosting the conference tournament. Here's Knox. Knox on the season, batting .286 with a home run and 10 runs batted in. 1-1 the count. Knox is 1 of 1 on this Marian roster. And that one is, she's the lone non-Indiana native on the team. She's from the Chicagoland area. Count goes to 2-1. Swing and a miss.
Back-to-back pitches in the same spot for Wagner. Getting Knox swinging, evening up this count.
Made contact. That'll reach the seats. That'll reach Eldon Wheeler. Eldon. Now, you did your job because it didn't hit the camera.
Yeah.
But you had a chance to barehand it and booted it. Maybe the most important thing is Eldon didn't fall out of the lift when that ball was hit his way.
That's probably the most impressive. You see the replay, boom.
We're going to make an official scoring change. No error on Eldon. Strike 3 on the inside corner. Wagner has found that spot when needed. That is the 4th Marian player she has struck out, 1 away.
That screwball, her go-to, especially when deep in the count, just stunning these Marian batters, leaving them looking at strike 3. So great spot finding the inside corner of the plate and getting called for it.
Harwiger again. Slow rolling ground ball. That's the 3rd kind of infield can of corn that's been hit on a ground ball. And there's 2 down.
And we've seen her starting to jam on both sides of the plate. We saw earlier Meyer and Fink, both lefties. She's not afraid to throw inside to them as well. So she's done a great job of jamming them. Like you said, easy rollers that she's getting out of it.
Here's Pritchett. Pritchett worked a lengthy walk when these two got together. That misses. When Wagner pitched against Marian back on April the 3rd, it was a scoreless game until the top of the 6th. Pritchett thought bunt. That tails in for a strike, 1-2 the count. Marian offense that day, all from Abby Madeir, who had both RBI in that 2-0 victory. Good eye that time by Pritchett on the off-speed pitch. She was halfway to the pitcher by that time the ball crossed home plate.
Yeah, seeing her warm up, you see the real drastic difference in speed when she throws that pitch. A little inconsistent, floated a little bit in there.
And once again, Pritchett has worked a full count in her at bat. And the out pitch in this scenario has been that inside fastball. That's been to right-handed hitters. Does that happen here? Ground ball, shortstop charges. Pritchett hustling on the line, but Fountain's got it, and the inning is over. And after the first 2 batters of the game reached, the last 9 have been retired by Wagner. Scoreless through 3 here at Marian. You're watching Crossroads League softball on ISC.
Who's got time for hot dogs and disco music? Your mind's cluttered with thoughts of commercial waste removal. So thank the good Lord above for Ray's Trash. Ray's will collect the intolerable rubbish at all your company's locations up to 6 times a week. That's 42 times in dog weeks. They shred documents and recycle too. And Ray's has roll-off containers for big loads, like construction waste or when your giant dies. Got a business? Get yourself to raystrash.com.
raystrash.com.
Ray's Trash.
To the top of the 4th we go. Scoreless between Indiana Wesleyan and Marian. Today's game presented in part by BSN Sports. Thank you to BSN. They are the preferred provider of apparel for Marian Knights Athletics. Spring game is over, and that guy's going back to his dorm in full gear. Just kidding. The football locker room is about 2 buildings past. It is a lengthy walk in terms of this campus to go from the football locker room at the PE Center to the other side of campus on 30th Street where St. Vincent Field is located. Not exactly a warm day. You don't mind walking across campus in the full uniform. Stunkel just misses on the inside corner. This is Cameron Buck who hit it well in her first trip up. And a liner to left field for a base hit. And turned on this one too, but couldn't keep it in the field of play. Buck batting .317 with 7 home runs and 23 runs batted in. For the junior from Shenandoah. Our friends at 9-Star, by the way, will be at Shenandoah High School on Tuesday for a little baseball between the Raiders and Blue River Valley. Line drive, that's a base hit. That one could be 2. Buck makes the turn, gets halfway there. Throw comes in. She beat it. Leadoff double for the 2nd time in 4 innings for Indiana Wesleyan, and for a 3rd consecutive inning, the leadoff runner gets aboard.
Buck's got a hot bat right now. She can really put some hard contact on it. It's almost the same exact hit that we saw in the 2nd inning. Line drive to left field, but this one closer down the line. Doing a great job out by Baker in left field to at least cut it off before it goes all the way to the fence.
Waddell, who struck out last time up, tried to put a bunt down, and that ball tailed in on her, and so she just kind of instinctively sent it foul. For Buck, by the way, that was her 9th double of the season and her 16th extra base hit. Foul ball. Contact was made. Counted 0-2. Punt taken away at 0-2. Off speed and a beauty. We've not seen much of the off speed from Stunkel. Understandably, Waddell was not expecting it either. One away.
That just completely froze her. Great pitch by Stunkel. Honestly caught a lot of the plate. So if she did go swinging, she had a good chance of hitting it. But wow, just completely stunned her.
Ground ball, great job by Green. Looks back the runner, rifles it over to first. That is textbook by Green, 2 down.
Green doing a great job start to finish on that one. She charged the ball well. She had plenty of time because she got to it so quick. She made sure to catch her at second base, make sure she was going back. Hard throw to first. Like you said, textbook play. Big time second out with runners on scoring position yet again for Marian.
So here's Bell. Just missed. Bell, a grad student at Indiana Wesleyan. Struck out to end the threat in the 2nd. Hit this one well. Center fielder drifting back, makes the play. A step in front of the track. That's Pritchett, and the inning is over. Indiana Wesleyan continues to threaten, but has yet to cross home plate. Halfway through this one, scoreless at Marian on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin,
Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Lock in your rate with pre-approval. It's fast, free, and makes buying the car of your dreams easier. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Yes, it is one of those days. That is appropriate attire you're seeing on your screen. Originally this week, the forecast was for rain all day yesterday, and we'd be dodging some showers today. Well, thankfully, it became the rain kind of stopped midday yesterday, and not really a threat of rain. So is it a Chamber of Commerce day? No. Is it a better day than we thought we would have? Yes. Any day we can spend with you here at Marian ISC is usually a good day for us. Good day for the pitchers so far, especially for Wagner. She has retired 9 straight. Madeir trying to change that, but won't. That's as solid a contact as Marian has made the entire day. Tregesser was able to make the play, and there's one down.
And Madeir, line shot. Making a good play at second base there, but like you said, Marian really hasn't gotten any solid contact off of Wagner all day. A strong offense struggling a little bit to make adjustments against Wagner.
A little high to Norman. Good Norman had a lengthy at bat, but was struck out looking on the inside corner in her first plate appearance. This may be a day where one swing makes the difference, and Norman is clearly one of those one swing level players. Count it 3-0. Certainly expect Norman to be taking here. And now Norman can be selective at 3-1. And again, I'll ask you, if you're Wagner, where are you placing this one, 3-1?
It's her go-to pitch. The screwball inside, it got her looking the first time. She's going to have to throw it for a strike.
Norman laid off of that one, so it's the first Marian base runner since the first. It is the second walk issued by Wagner.
Number 8, Haley Green.
Here's Green. Green struck out on the riser on the elevated fastball last time. Marian's looking for their first base hit of the game. Won't be on this one. Could be trouble, though, because second baseman doesn't want to make the play. And that hung up long enough for the second baseman, Tregesser, to get there because Koshi was backpedaling a little bit. 2 away.
Now batting for the Knights is number 2, Grace Meyer.
Here's Meyer. Meyer was first pitch swing in her previous plate appearance and hit a roller to the second baseman in Tregesser. Meyer from Seymour has been active today behind home plate. Saw a few in the dirt from Stunkel early in the game. And she has pitched through adversity in innings 2, 3, and 4. Now it didn't threaten the zone, 1-1 the count. Meyer was second team all-league last year. Basically been a starter since day one here at Marian. Good eye by the former Seymour Owl as that one slides by a bit high. Again, off the plate. Whitman trying to frame those as best she can, but it's been a very solid strike zone by our home plate umpire today.
That's the first time all day we've also seen Wagner this probably deep in the count. 3-0, 3-1 so far.
This one lifted. Third baseman gives chase, but could not get there in time. No, it's a fair point, and that was the case with Norman, too, where she got behind 3-0. But here we are in the fourth. It's the first time we've seen something like that. We've seen some lengthy at-bats, but first time she's kind of been pitching uphill, if you will. Meyer turns on this one. That is foul. And wasn't the most solid of contacts, but You heard with the kind of amplification of my voice, it's the first one I thought that actually might get down for a base hit.
And that's what Marian's got to do on those inside pitches. It might not be pretty sometimes, but just making contact, hoping it stays fair. That one, Norman could have been ended up on third base if just a couple inches to the left.
This one, left field. Left fielder came in, now drifts over and makes the play. And that is the end of the inning. Out in left, that is Wyatt that made it a step or two into foul territory. Nothing through 4 as these conference rivals continue to clash. Back after this on ISC.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
To the Marian outfield. Kicking back and waiting for Olivia Stunkel to throw her warm-up pitch, and we'll be on and ready to go for the top half of the 5th. 9-1-2 coming up this time through for the Wildcats. And again, they have gotten the leadoff runner aboard each of the last 3 innings. They have 4 base hits, as you tell Marian has nothing. But this game, as of now, is shaping up like the last time these two teams got together. Marian swept a pair at Indiana Wesleyan, won 2-0 and 8-3, and that first game was scoreless to the top of the 6th. So here's Fountain. She struck out, but reached on a wild pitch. And again, Marian will bring Knox in to handle anything short to the glove side of the pitcher. 2-0. It's the outside corner for a strike. Fountain is the only base runner for Indiana Wesleyan that has gotten on without benefit of a base hit. And frankly, they have made far more solid contact than Marian has today. Ground ball, diving over by the second baseman, and again, great read by Fountain. With Knox playing in, she made better contact with it. That'll be a base hit too. And yet again, the leadoff runners aboard for Indiana Wesleyan.
Yeah, Fountain making some solid contact with that. Right up the middle, kind of catching Knox off guard, maybe a little bit how quick that she hit the ball. I would expect Fountain to be more of a bunt type of situational hitter there. They're doing a great job putting the ball up the middle to the right side of Knox. And like you said, she's on base for the second time today.
So here's Wyatt, who singled last time up as well. Popped it up. That'll be above us as Meyer gives chase, but that'll roll to a stop somewhere and now come back off, thankfully, so we can save a softball. Heads up there, Brent. Wyatt's hit was of the infield variety. Runner goes. Wyatt hits it hard, but Park will hold it. Pritchett has fielded her position well in center field. Tracks that one down, and there's one away.
She has fielded her position great out there today.
Batting for Indiana Wesleyan is number 17,
She's had a couple hard hit balls, but doing a great job of dropping behind her shoulder, getting right behind it, able to make a good catch.
So Yost, and she was pinch hit for by Cope last time. But Yost will be asked to come on and keep the inning going. Runner will try to steal. Throw, got it. Got the bag in time. No tag applied. And frankly, Fountain was going on the last ball that was hit by Wyatt. A stolen base, first of the day for Fountain. Second baseman now. Again, Knox was playing in even with the runner at first this time. Bunt put down. Green's got it. Fires to Norman. Out applied there. Runner does go to third. 2 down.
Yost putting down a great sacrifice, doing her job. Green also doing a great job, making sure Stunkel's not the one fielding that ball. She comes across the middle of the field, makes a quick throw, gets the second out. So big time out here, as Marian's been able to figure themselves out with runners on scoring position so far enough in this game.
Koshi trying to change out with one swing and couldn't lay off the high fastball. Popped up to the shortstop. Koshi her last time through. Got the same pitch the second time around and laid off of that one. Count at 1-1. Off speed that Koshi doesn't offer out. And while your point is well made in terms of they've been great working around runners in scoring position, at some point that will change. At some point you keep knocking on the door, something different's going to happen. Koshi ground ball, Green's got it, knocks it down, fires to Norman, and timing in life is everything. And that time as Koshi was running down the base pass, she inadvertently kind of clipped the shoe of Norman, and she'll have to relace as she gets back to the dugout. A little bit of a slower runner. Green had a chance to make the play, and the inning is over. So make it 6 stranded by Indiana Wesleyan. And through 4.5, it is still 0-0 here at Marian on the ISC Sports Network.
Marian University is like a home to me.
Campus is where I made friends that I know will last a lifetime.
Academics, sports, or arts, Marian's got something for you.
Plus, downtown Indy is just 10 minutes away from campus.
I'm a huge sports fan. Living in Indy, I've got the Knights, the Colts, and the Pacers.
Applying was so fast and easy.
I went to Marian for the education, but what I took away was the experience.
Marian University offers an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
So for Marian, 7, 8, 9 coming up this time through. Fink, Baker, and Knox. Greg Rakestraw, Kelsey Casper with you.
Leading off for Marian in the bottom.
Marian has had just 3 base runners, 2 walks, and a leadoff runner in Harwager that it reached on an error. Well, Indiana Wesleyan, they've made solid contact. They just haven't been able to kind of follow up enough hits to have somebody come across home plate. Fink, a ground ball to first her last time up. Wagner dots the outside corner for a strike. Fink with 8 runs batted in her limited plate appearances this year. Couldn't lay off the high one, 0-2. Wagner has been masterful in terms of moving the ball around the zone today.
Yeah, that was a great pitch there. Ahead of the count. She wanted to go high, puts it high and inside. Most difficult pitch to hit.
No doubt about that one. Count at 1-2. Also not threatening the zone that time. 2-2 to count. Popped up. Third baseman comes in to make the play. That's Yost. 1 down.
Now batting for the Knights is number 6, Savannah Baker.
Savannah Baker. And a pop up to shallow center in her previous plate appearance. Baker with 2 home runs and 13 runs batted in this season. Just a little high. Hop to home plate. Baker, one of 3 freshmen in the lineup for Coach Fleming today. That's in for a strike. And what Wagner has done is be able to throw that cutter, for lack of a better term, that just kind of has that hook on the inside corner of the plate against right-handed hitters.
Yeah, you see using that screwball.
Yep.
And what she does is you step just outside the power line, which is the strip that goes straight down to the catcher. You step to the side of it so you're able to get your arm on the inside, kind of twist your wrist a little bit so that it cuts right in to the inside corner on a right-handed batter.
Misses, 3-2. But I would argue that instead of like turning in and busting in on the hitter, that it's hooking the other direction. That she's just getting it to again, just to hit that corner as it crosses the plate. Full count. That was a screwball because that one came in on the hands. And the count is full. Knox awaits on deck for Marian. A little high. Good eye by Baker. I'm not sure that I would have to lay off of that one. It was close, but a good decision by Savannah.
Yeah, honestly, good spot right there. I mean, that's right at the corner of the strike zone. Perfectly pitched ball, I think, by Wagner there. A little bit of risky eyes over there from Baker, but it pans out as she's at first.
But frankly, that has been the way that Marian, as that's in for a strike, they have been more successful in getting runners on the base paths that way. They've just not made solid contact that many times today. And I'm not surprised with one out that Marian's saying, okay, let's see if we can get maybe a mistake to be made in the field of play. One error on Indiana Wesleyan. That was on a close play at first base.
Well, especially the number 9 hitter in Knox. Being able to put a bunt down, sacrifice, move some runners on the base paths, that could be huge.
Puts it down, and Wagner wisely just takes the out. Lets the runner have second base. And it looks like they are going to put Harweger on. So let us obviously explain a difference in softball and baseball, because this now applies at the major league level as well, but it has always been the case, I shouldn't say always, but for many years in high school baseball and college baseball. You can now just simply point and say intentional bases on ball. Can't do that. So you have to throw the 4 pitches out of the zone.
And you can see it's actually the second baseman standing all the way right at third base just in case of an overthrow, because honestly, throwing it high outside sometimes can get a little difficult and ball can get away. So the second baseman coming behind just in case behind the catcher of an overthrow.
And this is Pritchett's spot in the lineup. I think they're going to bring in a pinch hitter here. And again, I like the move by Coach Babinski and Indiana Wesleyan. It's all right. Harweger can slap it, but you can also turn on one too. Make somebody else beat you for Marian. And so with that, we'll see a pinch hitter coming in here for the Knights. This will be Mackenzie Dalton that'll be coming on for Marian. Dalton this year, and she's played in most of the games. She started about a third of them. She's batting .364. She has 10 RBI. So they're going to give Dalton the opportunity here to bat for Pritchett. That is a ball. And what is very unique is that both coaches now have had a pinch hit for the number 2 hitter in today's game. That's in for a strike.
Well, this is one of the best opportunities Marian has been in all game. You got to take advantage of it. You haven't been able to get a run across, let alone a hit through 4 innings. So switching it up, trying to bring in one of your bigger bats in this situation.
Dalton fooled on that one. Count it 1-2. Yeah, this and the first inning, the only times that Marian has had multiple runners on the base paths today. But Wagner is 1 pitch away from getting out of a rare jam and went right back to the same pitch. Dalton couldn't figure it out either time. Strikeout by Wagner. The inning is over. An intentional walk, an unintentional walk. But again, no damage done by the Knights. Scoreless through 5 as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. They've been in business for 35-plus years. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Hey, Richard, what's the key to the growth over the last 35 years?
Pat, I believe being a family-owned local business that is involved in the community has a lot to do with it.
All right, so you have a lot of services. Tell us about some of those services.
We're really, really strong in the emergency services, smoke, fire damage restoration, storm and water damage restoration, all while working with your insurance company. We also do mold remediation, basement and crawl space waterproofing, foundation repair, and roof repair. We are a full-service company.
All right, as to the owner, we know you wear a lot of hats. What do you do day to day?
I really love being out in the field working with our clients. It gives me a great opportunity to understand their needs so we can take care of them.
Your hands-on approach, I think, has a lot to do with the success of Michaelis. If you find yourself needing their services, give them a call anytime, 24/7 at 844-FIX-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation. Construct, renovate, restore.
That's his number 9, Ashton Whitman.
This reminder, Marian fans, that joining the M Club is the absolute best way to support student-athletes at Marian University. For more information, visit marian.edu/mclub. 4, 5, and 6 coming up this time through for Indiana Wesleyan. Ground ball. Green's got it. Slings it over to first. And for the first time since the first inning, the leadoff batter is retired for Indiana Wesleyan.
Yeah, that first out's been trouble for the Knights so far in this one, but Green has been fielding her position so well all day. That one right at the bag. All she did was shift her way forward, didn't even take a step to get the throw over there to first base.
That is the 5th successful play she has made in today's game. And here's Buck, who is yet to be retired. Single and a double for the Shenandoah grad. Line drive, that'll get down for a base hit. Well, Buck is absolutely tattooing it. He is 3 for 3. She has 3 of the 6 hits for Indiana Wesleyan today.
And tattooing it to the same spot
Yep.
all day long. Little line drives to left field. Not able to really do anything about it is Baker in left field. She did a good job back in the 3rd inning of tracking down her double. But a hot bat from Buck so far in this one.
Waddell has struck out twice, and they're going to make a change, I believe, for her. They're going to put a runner in for Buck as well. So there is a pinch runner at first. Looks like a pinch hitter is coming in. So Courtney Thomas is the pinch runner in Buck's position. Freshman from Carroll High School in Fort Wayne. And then the pinch hitter is Morgan Yater. Yater, a freshman from Covenant Christian High School, literally just up the road from campus here. And for a strike, bell tie. Yater on the season is batting .387. That translates to 12 of 31. She has played in 37 games. This is a frequent ask for her because she's only started 5 times. Yater has 7 RBIs, and a little bit of lift on that one, couldn't get it. And the count at 0-2. Thomas, by the way, has 11 stolen bases this year. This one slapped foul. Off speed, good job by Yater to stay alive. And we haven't seen Stunkel throw that very often. When she has, it's been very effective.
I think the reason it is so rare is why it's so effective.
Yep.
You never really know when she's going to come in with it, so batters really have to stay balanced.
Comes back with a fastball, roller, and not in time. Perfectly placed by Yater. It's back-to-back base hits.
She really just kind of put bat on ball there. Little miscommunication maybe from the second and first baseman. First base had to go over there. Honestly, could have been second baseman's ball, charging it really hard. But the speed of Yater, and now Indiana Wesleyan first and second here with one out.
Here's Tregesser. Tregesser shows bunt. They're going to try to steal. Tag applied. Got her. Got the lead runner.
That's a great play by Indiana State. You see show bunt. That means Green has to charge, and Harwegger has to do a job of quickly getting over there. You see just in time. Not able to get the hands underneath the tag. That's a big out for Marian. Instead of runners on first and second, you got a runner just on second with 2 outs.
Now, Coach Babinski is going to come talk to our bases umpire. It was a bang-bang play, but again, great job by our crew to show you that, again, I thought it was the right call. Now, he will ask the home plate umpire for his opinion on it, but again, as you see from our elevated camera position at third, Harwegger hit the elbow of the runner diving into first, and it is an out.
That's a great tag by Harwegger. Yep. Throw was just a little bit high, but great job of keeping your eye on the ball first. A lot of times you can get distracted by the runner sliding in. Great job of taking in that ball, immediately putting it right down at the bag, getting her hand sliding into the bag.
And I may have to make an effort to go over to Coach Babinski between games and go, hey, Coach, let me walk you back to the van and let me show you that shot. Because that is an elongated and at this point, frankly, unnecessary conversation that is going on the play. Again, it was a very close play. We have the benefit of seeing a replay. He does not. But at the same time, you've already had the conversation with the bases umpire. You have already brought in the home plate umpire. Enough already. So 2 down. So 2-6 is the putout. Yater. This is a jolt. This to left center field. That's going to score the first run of the game. So it is a run-scoring double by Indiana Wesleyan. And West on the board, they lead at 1-0. Well, Tregesser with the double. It's Yater that scores the go-ahead run, and Wesleyan's on the board.
And they crack it open here with a double, splitting left and center field all the way back to the warning track. Marian got lucky there, getting that lead runner out with the steal. Indiana Wesleyan only scores 1 on this, but 1 could be all you need in this type of game.
And as we said, inning after inning, hey, at some point, that runner's going to come in. You can't keep kind of flirting with this if you're Marian. And credit Tregesser. It's her 17th RBI of the season. It's the 3rd extra base hit for Indiana Wesleyan today. And the Wildcats enjoying a 1-0 lead. That one misses as Bell is at the plate. She is 0 for 2. She hit it well last time, but Pritchett made the play in deep center.
Yeah, the only thing the Wildcats have been missing is timely hitting in this game. They have the pitching, they have the defense, just stringing together hits to finally get a run across, and we saw that here in the 6th inning.
So the count at 1-2. Looking ahead for Marian. 3, 4, and 5 coming up in the bottom of the 6th. Stunkel waste one. Great job by Meyer to stay in front. And the count is 2-2.
We've seen her moves all day behind the plate. Eyeing down Tregesser over there at second. Great job of putting her body on the line.
High. That one almost kind of fooled Meyer a little bit. And the count goes full at 3-2. So Indiana Wesleyan had stranded 6 before they got that run to come around. Now they're looking for more. Good at bat by Bell. Ball 4. So a 6th batter will come to the plate this inning. That is more than Indiana Wesleyan has sent to the plate, and frankly more than Marian sent to the plate in any inning in today's game. And here's Fountain. Again, with the need of just 1 out, both Green as well as Knox will play forward, trying to take away the bunt opportunity for Fountain. Now again, Harwegger as well has to kind of hedge towards third, prevent a potential stolen base from Yater. A little bit low.
And we saw in Fountain's last at-bat, just last inning, she put some good contact on it, was able to get it right past Knox in between the pitcher's mound and the second baseman. So Knox got to be weary about a shot up the middle past her.
That's in for a strike at the knees. Count it 1-2. Line but foul. So an illegal batted ball is the call. So the inning is over, and I'll have you explain exactly what happened when we come back from the break. So strike 3, out, inning over. But Wesleyan's on the board. Lead at 1-0 through 5.5 here on the ISC Sports Network.
I've always liked Indianapolis. I've been interested in the bigger city life. The community and everything fell into place.
With my degree, I plan on becoming a pediatric nurse. Indianapolis has several hospitals and different options to choose from as to where I should go.
I chose Indianapolis because I love the Pacers, I love the Colts, and this is a basketball city. I just wanted to stay in the city, play in front of my friends and family, and try to give Marian my best.
All right, so the inning ends, illegal batted ball, and it's because that foot was on the chalk there. Was that the reason for the call there?
Yeah, anytime the batter steps anywhere outside the bag and makes contact with the ball, it's an illegally batted ball, and it results in either the opposing coach gets to decide. It's either a strike on the batter or result of the play. Well, that one was a foul ball, and she had 2 strikes on her, so the strike's going to be called, and it'll result in the strikeout in the final out of the inning.
For the Knights in the bottom of the 6th is number 11.
3 hits in the inning for Indiana Wesleyan. And again, they now have a 1-0 lead. Trying to pick up their first win on a third try against Marian this season. This field was awfully good to Indiana Wesleyan last year. They're trying to keep this feeling like home for the visitors. Madeir hit a liner. Again, this is solid a contact as Marian has made today, but hit it within the vicinity of Chloe Tregesser. This one off the end of the bat. Tregesser hustles. Fair ball. Madeir will stop at first base. But that's the first base hit of the game for Marian. You can insert whatever terminology you want in terms of fluke, Texas leaguer, duck snort, whatever you have it. But by about 3 inches, that's the first hit of the game for Marian.
Doesn't have to be pretty, but it gets the job done. Madeir, little bloop single right on the line. She actually looked at 2 over there, but a great throw from the outfield. So she stays at first base. The first hit of the game for Marian.
Here's Norman. Norman worked a walk last time up. Norman 8 home runs, 43 runs batted in. At the knees for a strike. Foul tip back in the mid. Norman took a mighty rip at that one. Now the advantage in favor of Wagner at 1-2. Wagner has been absolutely outstanding today. Didn't threaten with that one. Foul back. Wagner has 11 complete games on the season. She has worked around 4 walks, one of those being intentional. And she has won the battle more often than not. Sailed off the plate. Good call. 3-2.
And not too many times today has Marian been able to get that leadoff runner on. Wagner's been good about getting that first put out. So Marian could respond right here with a run of their own, getting the leadoff man aboard.
Ball 4. And so matching the first inning, Marian gets the first 2 batters of the base pass. Now, frankly, Indiana Wesleyan did that several times as well and did not kind of break through the dam until the top of the inning. And here's Green, who was struck out and popped up today. Green shows bunt, but even given this as a 1-run game, I would still be surprised at the end of this at bat if she is putting down the sacrifice. Coach Fleming flying through the signs down the third base line. Again, shows bunt, watches it go by, and again, I think that was you're taken until there's a strike, and now unleash the hounds. You know, the signs have ended. Close. Just missed the corner, 2-1.
Yeah, if we have any critique on Wagner at all, maybe in the later innings, sometimes just getting behind in the count. I think that's what Green was doing, kind of showing bunt, making her force a strike. But now she goes.
Does put it down, or tried to, and again, popped up. And again, in the 5 position, and given her prowess as a hitter, that is something that she is not asked to do very often. Well, the bunt goes away at 2-2. Good stay alive swing by Green. Ball 3. How aggressive are you if you're Haley Green here?
She's got to protect the plate. She's done a good job of fouling some pitches back. But we've seen Marian go down looking on strike 3 several times today.
Popped it up. Field will hold it. Koshi's got it. And there's one away. So second foul pop-up for Green today. That's a big first out for Indiana Wesleyan. That's Myers' chance to get Marian across home plate for the first time today. Meyer is 0 for 2. Made solid contact last time, a ball that just kind of tailed in foul territory. The left fielder tracked down for Wesleyan. This one popped up, shortstop over, makes the diving play. And Madeir thought there were 2 outs. There were not. She's now the 3rd out. Madeir kind of got to third base and stopped, thinking that there were 2 down and not 1. She was running on the play, and that is a double play to end the inning. So the diving effort by the shortstop and Fountain throws over to second base, and the threat goes away for Marian. Through 6, Indiana Wesleyan leads at 1-0 on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
So for Indiana Wesleyan, they're trying to delay Marian's celebration in terms of a regular season title just a bit longer. And the magic number for Marian to clinch is 2. In other words, a win in either game today would give them that regular season championship, but IWU trying to delay that just a little bit. 1-0 here in the top of the 7th of game 1 of the double dip. Top of the lineup rolling back through Wyatt, Yost, and Koshi for Indiana Wesleyan. Stunkel has worked around 8 hits in today's game. Wyatt had an infield hit. Green and Norman now heading in as Wyatt did offer it that. Wyatt 1 for 3. Wyatt swinging away this time, and Meyer turns. Meyer has it. 1 down. Now Yost.
Ready for the Wildcats, 17.
Yost is 0 for 2. Green has made the play on Yost both times she's been at the plate. The outfield all within a few strides of the dirt with Yost at the plate. That grazed the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Also outside corner. 0-2. Strike 3. Again, Stunkel's used that changeup maybe once an inning. It's been effective every time. 2 down.
And that one really pulling the string off her. Left her just staring at it, perfectly places it.
Batting for the Wildcats, 16.
And Stunkel gets the backwards K.
7 strikeouts for Stunkel. Goes back to the changeup, and that time Koshi was able to wait on it.
And there's not too many offenses who's really figured out Stunkel or gotten the best of her. This isn't probably her best game, but only allowing 1 run. She's gotten out of a lot of jams on the mound, stranding 6+ runners throughout 7 innings.
Stunkel's had 1 loss all season.
And usually in those games, her offense has been able to back her up, putting up at least a few runs. Couple games, but so far Wagner on the opposing side, the pitcher's duel going in her favor so far today.
2-1. Now 3-1. To your point, Marian has been shut out once this year. It was the game that snapped their 27-game win streak when they lost the first of a double dip against Spring Arbor on April the 10th. Koshi takes ball 4. I think they're going to get a courtesy runner or a pinch runner for her at first base with Whitman coming to the plate. By the way, Marian did play Spring Arbor in action yesterday and won a pair of come-from-behind games in 4-3 and 3-1. So Emma Weiberg will be the runner at first base in Koshi's spot. Weiberg, I should say, a freshman from Chicago. So here's Whitman, 1 for 3. Popped up, that'll clear the fence. And she had a beautiful swing in the 2nd inning. Ball it off the base of the wall in center field. She could do that again. Get ourselves a 2-0 ball game. Whitman 4 home runs and 31 runs batted in. A little high that time. Whitman one of 2 grad students on this Indiana Wesleyan roster. Julianne Bell the other. And again, this one headed towards the tennis courts. 2-strike count. Looking ahead for Marian. They have to get something done with the bottom of the lineup. 7, 8, and 9. Due up in the home half of the 7th. This one hopped to home plate. They'll throw to second, but not in time. Weiberg gets the steal.
Good jumping wheels by Weiberg over there at first, realizing this ball is in the dirt. Meyer, not much of a chance over there. She gets the stolen base.
For Weiberg, her 4th theft of the season. Hard hit, Center fielder, again, Park's going to hold it. Pritchett has caught 3 of those, a couple of steps in front of the track on every occasion. Marian 1 to tie, 2 to win it in the home half of the 7th. We're back after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Pepsi's always had great taste. Today, try great taste with zero sugar. This is the Pepsi with zero compromises. This is Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Want to thank our friends at IMCU. Indiana Members Credit Union is proud to support Marian University and now offers a free Marian Knights debit card with a free checking account. Get your Knights debit card today and show your support. Visit any IMCU branch or sign up online now at imcu.com. Membership savings required and federally insured by the NCUA. Greg Rakestraw, Kelsey Casper with you. John Herrick on standby for game number 2. We'll also have the Senior Day festivities in between games for you. So for those of you watching from the Marian perspective, be able to watch the Senior Day festivities about 5 minutes after the conclusion of this game. Fink has gone with the sweatshirt here. See if that changes her fortune. She's 0 for 2. Pass ball for a strike. Wagner trying to hang the second shutout on Marian this year and give Marian just their 5th loss of the season and 4th in league play. Fink able to let that one go by. 1-1 the count. Baker and Knox, the duo, due up next. They're going to let that play out. I think it's going to be a foul ball. And I'm not sure if that literally just kind of hit her on the hands as she swung or that got in off of her knees, but if that, it had to have been off her hands when she swung.
That's what it sounded like, at least.
Yep. So the trainer will come out and check. That ball just dove in at the hands of the freshman. The left hand is the one, obviously, that took the brunt of that. It's a Marian team that's already missing a couple of key pieces due to injury. Jenna Minix and Caitlin Phillips. I think going to try to battle through it as best she can. Says she's all right.
And Fink as a lefty, Wagner's been jamming her inside all day. She had a slow ground ball to first base, an easy pop fly to third. That inside's just been really jamming her. That one way inside, but she goes down swinging. So they call it a foul ball.
Yep. So it's 1-2. High and in tight. And now you wonder, I see her she's really kind of reticent to put that left index finger kind of on the bat. I'm like, okay, is that kind of a natural act for her? Or trying to alleviate a little pain there. 2-2. Outside corner, got it. Strike 3. 1 down.
Got her looking to bringing the heat on the outside. You can see it turning out. She's been jamming her all inside. That was what she was waiting for. So catching her off guard with the speed on the outside corner.
Baker drew a walk last time up. Went to center field before that. Pass ball for a strike. Six Ks so far for Wagner. Baker and Knox just trying to get this to the top of the lineup for Marian. Howegger awaiting. Lined right field, but playable. That's Buck and Marian down to a final out. And just one hit so far today for the Knights.
Wagner's just been pretty much dominant in the circle all day. Marian just not able to figure out or get any sort of offense going. The only momentum they did have in the last inning was stopped by a double play. A little bit of a mental error in the base paths by Mandir.
Knox swings through and misses on that one. Struck out looking back in the first, put down a bunch in the fifth. Quickly down to a final strike of the Knights in this one. So I'm trying to fight through the clouds. Maybe we'll have that for game number 2. And Knox waves at that one, and game number 1 is in the past tense. So Indiana Wesleyan wins at Marian. They'll look for the doubleheader sweep in game number 2. 1 run, all that was necessary in this one. Kelsey, your final thoughts on game number 1?
Well, it's a pitcher's duel from start to finish in this one, going in favor of Indiana Wesleyan, and we were saying all day. One hit was the difference. It was a double by Trefresser in the 6th inning. 1 run crosses for the Wildcats, and that's all they need in this one. Marian offense just couldn't figure out Wagner, who had 7 Ks. Masterful performance for her in the circle.
So Marian drops to 38-5 on the season. Again, they'll need a victory to clinch the regular season title in game number 2. John Herrick will have that call for you in about 30 minutes. Again, a reminder, stick around and watch the Senior Day festivities. That comes your way in approximately 5 minutes. But for now, it's goodbye from Marian. Indiana Wesleyan takes game 1, 1-0 here at ISC Sports Network.
Own a home? Here's a tip. Don't dump your garbage in the street. Neighbors get fussy about that sort of thing. Instead, count on Ray's Trash to haul it away. Ray's can supply 96-gallon waste and recycling bins that'll make you the envy of the cul-de-sac. And when you need a roll-off container for that big job, guess who's going to be there for you? That's right, Ray's. Your filth needs a place of its own. Ray's Trash will move it there. You know where to go.
Ray'sTrash.com.
Ray's Trash.
Does your school offer high-quality education? Does it offer virtual or hybrid options? Marian University Preparatory School educates students in a safe, faith-based environment focused on college and career exploration. Here at Marian University Preparatory School, we empower parents and help students to master what they love and learn as they live. We are now enrolling students in grades 6 through 9 this fall. Full financial aid packages are still available. Act now to make MU Prep your school for 2022.
Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work, it can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 3.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
Is your building haunted or infested with icky snakes? Then tear it down. The Raised Trash Demolition Squad can flatten buildings up to 3 stories tall. Whether it's a commercial or residential structure, the Raised Trash Demo experts will make it go boom. And with their roll-off containers, they'll haul away the mess quicker than you can say, hey, there used to be a building there. Bring your old fire trap to its knees with Raised Trash.
RaisedTrash.com.
Raised Trash.